Hello, hola, bonjour. Hey, y'all. My name is Merc. Welcome back to the Rio Alert. Welcome back to the Narc Alert. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hey, it's the weekend. Woot woot, woot woot. And if you're working, well, woot woot. I get it. I worked all the weekends, all the birthdays, all the holidays. So I feel for you guys who work off schedules. Wait, am I Merc? Are you Merc? No, you're Rio. He's Rio. He was sleeping. Look, I had his cam all set up. Oops. I had his cam all set up and he was sleeping. And then I went to the washroom and he's got this new thing where even if he's sleeping, he will wake up and come to the bathroom with me every single time. Right? You're my bathroom guard. How help with Discord joining? Loot, no face, no case. Needs help with Discord joining. Calling all mods. Calling all mods. This is not a test. He is. He's a bathroom support, Rio. He sits on my foot or his tail wraps around my knee. It's so flippin' cute. I can't even begin to tell you. Jan says, Rio's making sure that I don't pee on the bed. And he hasn't either, so I'm hoping that's good because I am going away soon. And I worry about the bed when I'm gone. But, you know, hopefully he'll be all right. So I hope everybody's having a really nice weekend. It's dismal here. It's gray and rainy where I am. LMAO, it's Coco. You did not miss the reaction. We're going to yap for 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to start watching because we got a whole bunch of stuff to cover tonight. And the Amberverse has just been dropping bombs every day or so lately. Thank you, Val. Merci, Val. I did have a nice day. I took Uncle Tim out for brunch today, which is a change of pace. He's been really good and supportive and helping me with, you know, the whole mom thing. Being an only child, it's got challenges when you're dealing with a parent passing, so it's good to have your best buddy there. So I took him out for a real nice brunch today to a place that we like. That's a little fancier than normal, but the service wasn't very good. Val, it was so French. Very French place. Very French place. Yes, darling. Yeah, tap, tap, yawn, tap, tap, yawn. It's what he does. It's what he does, Mr. Big Bum. Put a plastic mattress cover on, somebody said. Hannah, that's a good idea. Hannah said maybe put a plastic mattress. Just to be safe, right? Because I just started leaving the bathroom door open. The bedroom door open. And so far, so good. So, Rin is a member for 18 months. Thank you, Rin, for your super chat. Hope you're doing well and taking care of yourself. I am. I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. I will say that it's challenging. You know, I've got good days and bad. Today I was just my overwhelming feeling was I just was feeling really sorry for her. And, you know, she doesn't maybe deserve it. And it's what she always wanted. But I don't know. It's complicated, right? Hey, human. There's a human girl here. Human girl, thank you for the very generous super chat. Human girl says, hi, Merc. Silent viewer since 2021. Since the get-go. I wanted to thank you for the hours of entertainment, company, and comfort. I parasocially love and appreciate you very much. From Germany, thank you. That's sweet. You guys are so kind. Denver says, the rest of us, we're AI. Human girl from Germany. KT says, there's no wrong way to grieve and your feelings make total sense and are completely valid. It's complicated, right? You know, and then I feel guilty because I'm not like laying on the bed weeping constantly. And I think, you know, that's really what she would have wanted. But no, you know, it is complicated. I don't know. Did I tell you guys? Here's a narc story. You know, we like the narc stories. Mom had pre-planned her funeral. She didn't pay for it, but she planned it. That seems snarky too, but okay. And part of the pre-planning is you can kind of draft out an obituary for yourself for the paper, I guess. And a draft, because of course things can change and whatnot. So they send me this copy of this draft of the obituary that she wrote for the paper. This is almost embarrassing. It's so narcissistic, guys. She wrote in there, I can't remember the wording because I rewrote it. Something about how hard this was going to be on her daughter because she was her daughter's best and only friend. She wrote that in her obituary. I was like, yeah, that ain't going in the paper, Joan. What the fuck, girl? No. No. We were never friends. You never gave a shit about me. What the hell? She loved me, but we weren't friends. Isn't that hilarious? Oh my God. Jen says, any word on my aunt? No, nothing. She's just ticking the days off, I guess, at this point. But isn't that fucking funny? I thought, God love you, narc, right to the bitter end, right to the obituary. There was kind of a poetic beauty in it, to be honest. And I got to change it. And I wrote a beautiful obituary that did her proud. So I didn't, but isn't that funny? My Merc, Val says Merc's one and only friend or mom. No, I know, we were so close. Oh, Kai says my narc has also planned her funeral and paid for it. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Although she did do something very nice right at the end, because I remember at one point she said, let's go over this stuff so you have a clue, years ago. And she said to me, there's 2 funeral options I have here. One is this one, and it costs X amount of dollars. And then the other is this one, and it includes a full Roman Catholic mass, as well as a ceremony, etc., etc. And she said, now this one is going to be $5,000 more, but that money comes out of your small inheritance. So which one should I pick? Like, really? You narcissist? What are you putting that on me for? So I said to her, well, Mom, it is quite literally your funeral. You just pick. And I thought, you selfish gal, pick the cheap one, please. No. And then she asked me again, and I said the same thing because I just thought it was a good line. And how often do you get to use that line in real life? It's your funeral. You pick what you want. And then at the end, so she had told me she picked the expensive one. So when I went to look at all the paperwork, to do all the planning and go to the funeral home and whatnot, she made an addendum like 5 years ago that said she wanted the least expensive option. She didn't want any frills. She didn't want anything. And I was like, oh, God bless her. At the end, she did a good thing for me. So I don't have to pay the extra $5,000. Mostly I thought, don't make me sit through a full mass. Sorry, Mom, but I don't want to sit through a damn full mass. But Rin says, why do all narcs sound the same? It's like they have a friggin' book they read from. It's amazing how consistent they are. Swedish Mom, thank you for the super member chat. Says 17 months. That's a long time. I feel like I remember you popping in here the first time. Love to Mercurio. So, yeah, there's a couple of narc stories for you. So if you're feeling upset about your narc, there's a couple narc stories that might give you a giggle anyway, So what can you do? What can you do? What I'm going to do right now is, let's just do that right now. Hang on. Wait for it. Because you guys have been so lovely and supportive through this weird time. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. No, Andy, she was Catholic. She wanted a Catholic. She was Catholic. She wasn't making up the mass thing. She was a church lady. Oh, Rin, I'm on the big screen. Oh, cheers. I have to tell you, Denver was first followed very quickly by Vanessa Atalanta and Kai. Okay, I think I'm going to say this out loud because I'm going to put a disclaimer on this. We are going to talk. Mario says, Vanessa who? Vanessa Atalanta. Thank you. Thank you for indulging me. One of the videos we're going to look at tonight is Beck. Beck uploaded a video. Now, up until this video, Beck was okay with pronouns being they and she. And I often used she. So I'm telling you, it's not out of disrespect, but oh God, help me. I'm going to try so hard to not slip tonight because I respect Beck and what they want to be called. But I'm an old person. And sometimes muscle memory. I know Snork is having a heart attack, but look, I even made a note. I wrote they and Beck. Just, I respect them and I don't want to slip. And I want you guys to know that if I slip, it's not out of disrespect. It's out of just muscle memory. So if I do, I want you to all yell at me until I learn. Okay? So, and plus, we don't want Snork to have an aneurysm. I'm trying so hard. He says, I've got my Merc canceled cake already. Like, and that just goes in general. If I ever slip on anybody's pronouns, please know it's not out of disrespect. It's out of a slip of a tongue. It's a muscle memory thing. It's hard to change if you've known somebody as a certain pronoun for a long time. It's not an excuse, but I just know it doesn't come from a place of disrespect. That's what's most important. Don't pick on people who are trying. Pick on people who are assholes, right? So I'm going to try my hardest, but I want you to all scream at me if I get it wrong, because that's how I learn. Hit me with the newspaper, okay? Is that fair? I hope so. I hope so. And I don't know where Rio is right now, but hopefully he'll eventually come back. You guys getting all the t-shirts ready? The Merc is over party t-shirts all ready to go? Excellent. Excellent. I mean, to be fair, the smart thing would just be call everybody they. That would be the smart thing to do, then I'd never screw it up. Concerned Coffee, oh, I caught you. Coffee, you're welcome for your membership. I gave my cats away. Pondu is Ingeborg. Merc, what's up, girl? Not much, Ingy. What's up with you? Boop a snoot for us, huh? I don't know where the cat is. Cat. Breakfast at Tiffany's reference. Hey, I tested out my lav mic and it's so good with my phone. So next week when we do a live stream from horseback on the beach, it's going to sound good. So I'm happy about that. I'm sorry, I'm obsessed with leaving right now. All I can think about right now is Costa Rica. Just too obsessed with Costa Rica. I can't wait to go. I've got everything prepaid for, so that is super cool. I just literally have to go. You know, pay for food when I'm there. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh, anyway. So. Eason, when you get around to it, around here is when we're going to start the Amber Chat. So, Valentine, listen, the mods have this thing. Alyssa is one of our members in the Discord. She's asleep. She lives in Germany. She's not strong like you guys. She's a weak person, and she's sleeping right now. As she should be. But they have this thing now. They're running on this thing where when I go away, they're going to change it to the Shark Alert channel. The mods have decided it's going to become the Shark Alert while I'm gone. So if you see anything odd happening in the Discord when I'm away, please understand it's temporary until Daddy gets home again. I wouldn't put it past them either. But I'll tell you something. I have a SIM card this time, so I'm going to be online, and I'm all by myself, so I'm going to be online a lot. KT says, LOL, I don't know. I've never heard someone refer to as a German as weak. Here's the catch. She's American. She's got German citizenship. So you see, there's a loophole. There's a loophole. See? Ach, de Lieber. I grew up in a town that was called Berlin until World War II, and then they changed the name to Kitchener. So I understand. I had some German friends. When am I leaving? I'm leaving on the 27th, I think. And I'll spend... It's so stupid. I'm going to arrive at midnight. I'm going to get to the hostel at about 1 in the morning, and then I got to leave at 4:30 in the morning to go get on the shuttle to spend 5 hours driving south. So I'm going to be tired. I'm hoping I can just sleep on the shuttle. Because it's a weird time. I have it'll be I arrive at about 12:30. The shuttle leaves at 5:30. So I don't want to spend 4 hours in the airport when I'm that tired already. So I'm going to go to the hostel and sleep for 2 hours, but I'm going to be really tired that first day. This is not Amberlynn. We're going to talk about Amberlynn now, you guys. You see, I'm easily distracted with Costa Rica. Jan, thank you. I'm definitely going for that Peruvian ceviche. Thank you for the super chat, Jan. Cavita has so much ceviche, good ceviche in every place. But there's one Peruvian restaurant that has the the bomb stuff. What is it called? Help me. Leche de tigre. Thank you. I remembered as I said help. Okay, but Amberlynn Reed wouldn't eat leche de tigre. Oh, she probably would. Who knows? Yeah, Heather, I'm going to start ignoring you guys now and talk about Amberlynn Reed because a lot has happened, right? There's the Zach response to Amber, and then there's Amber responding to Zach, and then in the middle of all that, Beck dropped a video. Beck, where the heck have you been? And all of a sudden, Beck drops a video? Listen, 2025 has not been a great year for Amber. The cookie crumble cookie video dropped on her birthday, the 27th. Then all this stuff is happening. It's been a bad year. It's not looking good this year for Ms. Amberlynn Reed. So with so much to cover, I thought, well, maybe what we'll do is we'll look at, I thought what we'd do is look at her responding to Zachary Michael and meal plan with me, meal plan. And I thought we could fly through the Beck video as well. Hey, Celia, welcome back. Have I found my sympathy bone? Does she need sympathy for something? Her response to Zach was fairly narky. So I think it'll be fun to take a look at that. We'll do that one first, and then we'll do the Beck video after that. I also want to tell you, I know you get really mad when I eat anything, but I'm kind of hungry, and I have a few raspberries here. I promise you they're very quiet, and they'll make no chewing noises on the stream. But I might sneak a raspberry in. You know, I gotta eat. Anyway. Rio, where are you? We need the emotional support cat. Is he under the blanket? Raspberry. No, I think he's in the bedroom. We may be out of luck on the cat. I'll get him back later. For now, there's this girl. Whoa, she was really big for a minute there. Rio has an emotional support monkeys. Raspberries? Do you do this with them? do you do this with your? And if you have blueberries, do you stick a blueberry in the raspberry? Coco says I just saw raspberry oranges. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Are they blood oranges with a new name? I need to know about this. I need to know about what this is. Raspberry orange. Come on. That's the only way to eat raspberries? On your finger? Druida says, I do the blueberry in the raspberry. Golden kiwi are delicious. Although I'm not a huge kiwi fan, I prefer the golden to the green. And you know that one kiwi has as much vitamin C as 8 oranges. Anyway. Sneaking the raspberries. Heather says, thank you, Heather, for your member chat. The toddlers at work put them on their fingers. Well, you know, I'm just an old toddler. Now it's the Fruit Alert channel. Oh God, I'm scared to go away. Thank God they can't fuck with the channel, but I'm a little nervous about the Discord. I missed Jess's super chat. What an ass. Jess says, can we go back to CR talk and forget about Amber? No. We're going to talk about Amber. And they go, oh, she's so obsessed with herself. You can be surprised what we can do. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I'm not going to lie. Listen, would it be wrong to say I kind of like this sweater that Amber's wearing? I kind of like the colors. I find them pleasing to my eyeball. Wait, Beth has looked it up. Google says that raspberry oranges are a ruby-colored flesh and delicious hint of raspberry flavor. But it also seems to be a register. I wonder if it's like, you know how all the grapes are coming out now? Like the candy cane grapes, and there's moondrop grapes and muscat grapes. Maybe something like that. Who said they hate the sweater? Who said it's hideous? I saw it, but I missed it. Oh, Snork. Of course, Snork. Snork and I just agree to disagree on most things. Willow Rogers, thank you for the ceviche. Thank you for the ceviche. I'll dedicate a ceviche to you because you know what? That's maybe the cost of 2 ceviches. So if I'm live streaming eating ceviche, I'll try and remember it's from you. Thank you. Mario Master says she can't pull off anything. I thought you wrote she can pull off anything. You guys hate it? You know what it is? Okay, let's break it down. I like that shade of pink. That's kind of basically what it is. And I went through a pink and brown phase for a while. So that's probably what it is. I'm going to turn into... I may eat ceviche every day. I've done it before. I'll do it again. You can't stop me. All right, Amber. Let's go. Strap in. Let's go.
A new vlog. I'm pretty sure today is January 11th. Is it? Hold on. Let me go look. Hot damn diggity. It is January 11th. How is it already the 11th? I personally don't know. Time is going by so fast. But anyways, here in the good Oklahoma, it has been snowing, and thankfully it did not snow today. It's still pretty cold, but we had some snow melt, which is a good thing. Okay, guys, it is time.
Okay, guys, in case you need to know, it's the middle of winter, and it's been cold, and there was some snow, and then the snow melted. Okay? I know you're confused about what winter is. I just want you to be clear. It's cold, and then there's snow, but then the snow melted. Right? Oh, here, this is boring. We're not going to watch this.
Time to meal plan.
No.
Yes, your girl said meal plan. So I'm just going to use the notes on my MacBook to do that. So I am on the semaglutide, and I'm telling you, like, it takes away like that like huge desire to order takeout. So I've been eating
For
more at
4
home.
weeks.
I'm not trying to be unrealistically healthy. I'm simply just like eating at home. Okay.
Unrealistically healthy. Is there such a fucking thing as unrealistically healthy? What's wrong with you? And no, somebody said skip this. Absolutely. We're not watching a minute of this. Who fucking cares? She just bought a great big expensive planner. Use your planner. You know when I want to watch somebody meal plan? When they're doing it with purpose. Like, say I'm low carb. We can say that. I'm not doing very good at it right now, but like I might watch somebody do a low carb meal plan because that's what I'm doing. Or, you know, even Amberlynn, if she wanted to show us if she was serious about losing weight and she did like a low calorie or whatever, a weight loss meal plan, that might have some interest. This is just what this bitch is going to eat for the week. Oh, and by the way, I can use that word because I'm a female. You can call me a bitch right back, Amber. I know Zach apparently isn't allowed to use that word, but I can. So, you know. I don't care. It's just a stupid word, really. I'm not going to. Okay. I'm getting mad about stuff she hasn't even said yet. Carter. Oh, listen. We got to stop for a second about this. Carter got a job and starts on Monday. Everyone in my life is mad at me right now for taking too long to get it. Fuck them. You got a job. Can we all send some love and support to Carter? You know that Carter's been struggling with being homeless, and I can say that because they had a channel named that, so I'm not outing them. First step to getting your shit together, Carter. This is awesome. See, I told you. I told you. That's so fucking cool, man. That's so cool. But I told you you'd be fine. I watched a video that Carter has on their channel, and I saw somebody that was really dedicated to making a change in their life and trying really fucking hard despite getting shit kicked at them all the time. And I was like, I'm not even worried about Carter. It's just a matter of time. Congratulations, Carter. That's awesome. You're way better than this person over here on this other screen. We're going to skip all the meal planning stuff and go to her yapping about Zach. Yeah, Carter. Bugger the people who are mad at you. They can just jump on board the happy train when they're good and damn ready.
Speak on this. I have sat with my thoughts and my feelings regarding it. I didn't want to just like spew nonsense. I really wanted to sit with it. And I've decided I think I should speak on it because it is kind of heavy on my mind, on my heart. So I have gotten a lot of support and backlash regarding like what I said about Zachary Michael. There's a lot of people that think I should literally die and fall off the face of the planet for what I said about someone's mental health issues.
You know, there's always going to be people who wish her to die, but that's just those are the outliers, Amber. Most people don't wish that. And those people would wish that on you whether you said shit about Zach or not. So that's just, you can't count those people.
And then there's the other side of people who are like, I applaud you for finally like sticking up for yourself after years and years of torment. So I have received a lot of mixed feelings. And if you guys thought that I was not going to see the clip of someone actually like verbally abusing me, then y'all thought wrong. I did watch it. And I've also watched like another clip from Twitch, which I have never watched his Twitch before until I saw this clip. So I do feel like I need to speak up on this because it's kind of a lot.
The clip she didn't. Okay. It's so complicated and also stupid. So, okay, first, what I'm going to say off the top is probably an unpopular opinion, but Amberlynn can say whatever shit she wants to say about reaction channels, myself included. We say a lot of shit about her. She's welcome to say shit about us. She is. Now, depending on what she says, depends on the result and the reaction that you're going to get from the person that you're talking about, right? Zachary Michael has been always, he's been an Amberlynn Reid, one of the biggest Amberlynn Reid channels for a long, long time, but he's also known as being one of the more fair channels. And he's actually gotten a lot of flack in the past and been called an am baby. So I find it interesting that she's picking on Zach when there's other channels who've said a whole hell of a lot worse than this. He didn't verbally abuse her. We're going to say that right off the get-go. He did not verbally abuse her. We're going to find that. Maybe I should find that clip first. Raspberry. I'm sorry. I should have had this ready. Let me find that clip because she references a clip that she doesn't show. Now, yesterday, she put on her community tab, I need somebody to send me the clip from the Twitch stream where he was threatening me physically because I can't bear to look at it. It's too triggering. Now, first of all, she said somebody had sent her the clip. Now she's asking the community at large to find it for her. So, unsure what that's about. But I did. Zachary Michael responded to her, and he found the clip, and he was more than happy to show it. I don't want to watch Zach's entire response, but here, first, this is what she showed. First, she put this up. Huge favor. Someone sent me the clip of Zachary Michael threatening to throw hands at me over a week ago, but I cannot find the message anywhere. I personally do not want to go looking for it online because I'm not going to subject myself to watching his content. But if you're the person who sent it to me or you have the clip yourself, can you please send it to me? Now, she posted this after she made her video. So that I find interesting. Like, what's the point in that? Is it... Okay, now here's the clip from his Twitch stream. I'm going to say, one thing I really hate about Twitch is the way they read the donations out loud. I find it really distracting, but maybe that's because I'm old. So this is the clip that she's going to... We're going to watch the clip first, and then we'll go back to Amber. This is the clip she's referencing, okay?
Communicated with us.
And time again, saying like, I totally...
Sitting here talking about, well, no,
time again.
Here, sorry.
And I'm going to include that here for you, just so that you have context for the rest of the video.
For her ass to sit here after I have said time and time.
You communicated with us.
And time again, saying like, I totally understand. You need a break. Like, take as long as you need. We will figure out other stuff to do over here. And did. And fucking did. So shut your fucking mouth, Amberlynn. And you can catch these hands.
I have never watched his Twitch before.
All right. Hey, Mrs. Sin, are you the Mrs. Sin? Real Mrs. Sin? Welcome to the stream. You know, many years ago when you guys, I think you may have already started. I don't know if you started before me. Many years ago, Mr. Sin sent me a message and asked me to collab on storytime things. And I'm pretty sure I got back. Well, you know, life happens, but nice to see you here anyway. So hi. I've always taken notice because I got to tell you, the only music on the planet for my mother was Frank Sinatra, so your name always stands out for me. Anyway, so back to this. So that's the clip. You know, I didn't even. Hi, Bob. Nice to see you here too. I didn't find that very offensive. I've called her a hell of a lot worse than that. And that's not throwing hands. That's not. Do you really think Zachary Michael wants to physically fight with you, Amberlynn Reed? Get a damn grip. Get a whole grip. Zachary Michael was not physically threatening to fight you. Oh, please. Just roll over on the couch for a second. That's not happening.
To be honest. And I really wish people would like separate like who the two people are and like biased opinions based around me and reaction channels and look at it as like person A and person B. Regardless, even though I feel like I'm standing in front of a bunch of like people who
You're standing in front of a bunch of fucking junk. What is this shelf going on? What's going on with this shelf back here? It's full of garbage now. This is her big display shelf, and this is where you choose to film. You stand in front of all this crap. Clean this shit. Can you not tidy your space before you stream? It's not that big a deal, please. And the other thing that people are noticing, I've seen comments, this isn't my thought. It's, not an original thought. But a lot of people are talking about the fact that she's got her stupid, childish purse bag covering her mother's face in the picture. In this picture on the shelf, this particular pause screen's a bad angle. But in this picture on the shelf, you can see her face very clearly, and the purse is covering her mom's face. I mean, it's probably not on purpose, but it's kind of funny. People clock everything. But oh my goodness, look at this filthy shelf. Can you put your toiletries in the bathroom, please? Nobody needs to see. Or, put your pretty perfumes in the bedroom. I don't know. I say pretty with air quotes, of course.
Want to see me fail and who don't really care about what I have to say. I'm standing here and I'm using my voice because as a woman and as someone here on YouTube who has constantly had to just fight and fight and fight, I'm not going to stop now.
Your shit has little to do with you being a woman. Don't pull the woman card. Don't try and be a victim because you're a woman. Fuck off. Do you get some kind of special pass because you're a delicate little flower of a woman? Why don't you go screw yourself? I don't need to ever pull a woman card. And Zachary Michael, I believe, is a non-binary gay man. Not the hill to die on, Amberlynn, for the love of God.
I feel like I have a lot to say, but I really just want to dwindle it down into short form. I said something about Zach saying that his mental health issues is the reason why he can't upload. But then the minute that I upload, he has a reaction. That is the only thing I have ever said about Zachary Michael.
Well, you didn't say it that way. That way doesn't sound very unreasonable. You didn't say it that way. Number two, it's not true. Zach covers other things. Zach covers more other crap than I do. I used to cover other crap, but right now I'm just on Amberlynn Reed mode because I don't give a crap right now. I'm dealing with not depression. I'm dealing with a death and a loss and stuff, and I don't want to think. So here's the third thing I'm going to tell you, Amberlynn. Even when you're really depressed and you're not in the fucking mood, the easiest content for a reaction channel to get out there is a reaction to your videos. Sad to say that, even if you're not feeling it, you can usually drag yourself out of bed to sit up in a chair and react to an Amberlynn Reed video because I'm telling you, it's not very difficult. It's not hard to do. So it's, if Zach was feeling bad and did pop up just to react to you, I get it. It's not hard. Pretty easy thing to do. You could probably do it with COVID. But point being, he doesn't do that. I think he uploaded twice as many videos as you did that month. So he doesn't do that. But I'm telling you, it's the God-honest truth. The single easiest content I do, and I'm sure Zach does too, is an Amberlynn Reed reaction video. It's nothing to it.
Mental health. And to be honest, the years and years that he has spent on his channel mocking me, being insensitive to any issue that I have. I mean, he can sit here and say that he stands up for me.
He does.
For this and for that and for random things, but sure, that doesn't take away the fact that I have been mocked by him.
Now, I did watch Zach's video, and he took quite offense to the being mocked. Like he didn't mock her. You know what? He has. I mean, didn't he do a walking to the tree video? That's kind of mocking. Call it satire, parody, whatever. I get it. It wasn't meant to be on her side. But, Amberlynn, that's the price you pay if you're going to make your life public. And if you're going to be, well, an ass publicly, consistently, over and over again. That's what happens. And you know what? You know that. Is it right? Is it moral? Is it ethical? Probably not. But can you change it? No, because we're humans. And that's just how we roll. So you're not a victim. You're not. You put yourself in that position. That makes you unequivocally not a victim.
That also includes my mental health. We're not even going to go
Thank you,
to like the
Leon.
physical aspect of like making fun of the fact that it's hard for me in the past to like walk to a tree, or like every time he sees me walking in a video, literally you can see him subconsciously move his body in a waddling fashion. Like we're not even going to like include.
He also denies doing that, which maybe he doesn't, but I've probably done it. I'm going to tell you, all the mocking shit she talks about, fair game. I think we've all done it. And you know what? It's okay. You've mocked us too. That's what happens when you put yourself out publicly. There is a line. There's defamation. Things can go too far. People can accuse you of things that never happened. That's different. Simply mocking your video or reacting to content that you put out. Sorry.
Include those things and multiple other things like him joining in on AmberCon, literally hosted by one of the most fat phobic people there is. But we're strictly going to go with like the mental.
I don't know, as she's referring to Michael B. Petty, I don't know if Michael B. Petty was fat phobic. Michael B. Petty was kind of a fluffy guy. I forget. They were probably they had weight loss surgery twice. I don't think Michael B. Petty was fat phobic. I wasn't a big fan, honestly, of the AmberCon thing that they did. It was long before I was a reaction channel. But I had just started watching Amber. And they did that AmberCon thing, and it was like, I can't recall everybody who was on it, so I'm not going to name any names. But there was like maybe 4 or 6 Amberlynn Read reaction channels all streaming together, reacting together to a video of hers and stuff. And I don't know, it felt to me even back then kind of like ganging up. It left me with a bad taste in my mouth, and there's like 6 people talking at once. I wasn't a big fan of the AmberCon thing. But I don't think they did, I think they figured out that it wasn't cool. They didn't keep doing it anyway. I'm not criticizing him. It wasn't my cup of tea. It left me with a bad taste in my mouth.
Health aspect, because
But
that
was
is the
also
reason
like
why
that was also a million years ago. Like, Amber, you got to move on from shit, right?
he decided to literally verbally abuse me in front of everyone, and he's getting applauded for it. Listen, he says awful things about my mental health too. It might not be in the black and white way that I did it, but I am telling you, he does it frequently. So
Amberlynn, you want to talk about how you're such a nuanced person. Do you understand that what you just said is that he talks about your mental health in a nuanced way, and you were just saying things black and white? Did you not just hear what you just said? You're supposed to get all the credit for being so nuanced, but yet when Zach talks about you in a way that has nuance, you don't get it. So what the fuck are you talking about?
This might be like a very small example, but it's a recent example that is like an ongoing example. I have massive anxiety when it comes to like public speaking in person. So bingo, for instance, when I give a bingo, yelling bingo out loud gives me so much paralyzing anxiety that I literally can't do it. That is a mental illness. Anxiety is a mental illness. That is something that I am suffering with. And he constantly makes fun of that. It's something that I'm embarrassed about. I'm ashamed about. Like, I wish that I could yell bingo like a normal person, because to normal people,
you guys, I can't even say bingo. It's so embarrassing. I can't do it. Yeah, Amber, why is everything crippling anxiety? Maybe it is. I can't say that it's not. But do you know that public speaking is the #1 fear of most human beings? Shy people would be ashamed, or not ashamed. Shy people would be afraid to probably yell bingo. It doesn't mean you're a victim of crippling anxiety. You can just be shy. And you keep talking about it. You know, what you put out publicly, people are going to comment on Amber. And it's not always going to be the comment that you want to hear. And if you're not okay with that, then don't put it out there publicly. Good Christ, you're dumb as a post.
It's easy to do. For me, it's super hard. So in a recent vlog, I was like, you guys, I yelled bingo. Like, I'm so proud of myself because like I conquered that anxiety. He made fun of me. He made fun of my mental illness. So another recent thing when it comes to my mental health is
I don't make fun of whatever. Jen Chapman, our resident nurse, thank you for the member chat, says, wants to publish a topless video, but bingo is anxiety. Yeah, but that's real. That's in person. Anything on the internet doesn't count. Remember the Snapchat rant? Okay.
is I expressed at length at the whole feederism topic and calling my girlfriend a feeder and saying that I'm a feedie, that I'm actively involved in that sort of relationship has been detrimental to not only my mental health, but to Tommy's as well. He knows.
Then don't date a feeder. Seems pretty easy. If it's causing you mental distress because people keep talking about the fact that your girlfriend is a feeder, don't date a feeder. It's not even speculation at this point that Emily has, in the past, participated in the feederism community. It's not speculation, it's proof. There's solid evidence. Now, that said, we can't prove that you and her are in a feeder-feedy relationship right now. We can't prove that. What we can prove is that the bitch is a feeder. Marigold says, shrieking and laughing in public. Yeah, calling bingo. Mm-mm. You know, honestly, I believe that she'd be scared to call bingo, because as much as she likes to brag about how hot and sassy she is, calling bingo in a crowd means everybody's going to turn around and look at her, and I bet you that's not comfortable for her. I would believe that would be uncomfortable for her. She can't control the narrative there like she can here, right? Here she can put on her best clothes and her makeup and stand the right way and put the camera at the right height so nobody can see anything. It's different it is different online. I would believe that she'd probably, but yeah, she's got no problem shrieking and screaming and I can't jump on the curb and
Knows this, and he continues
excuse
in
me.
every single reaction. Says emotional support feeder, and he says anytime that I'm eating, it's for Tommy. Anytime that I'm showing my body, it's for Tommy. He's continuing on a storyline that I wish would literally stop. I wish it would stop for more.
Then don't date a feeder. That's all I gotta say. I don't know if he says that or not. I didn't watch, but don't date a feeder.
More than one reason. I wish it would stop because it's not true. And I wish it would stop because it's detrimental to Tommy's mental health and to my own. And he actively knows that.
Then don't date a feeder and don't watch Zachary Michael. Heather, thank you for the super chat. Scared of calling bingo and making a mistake. Maybe. I think maybe could be. Yeah, you know, if there's a channel that talks shit about you and you don't want to hear it, you know how you don't have to hear it? Don't watch the video. Don't watch the video.
And still continues to do it. He has zero regards to my feelings at all. I even flat out said multiple times that this whole subject causes my mental health to be worse than ever. So that is.
Here's something I'm going to say. We don't have to give a shit about your feelings at all. You're not my friend. You're not somebody I care about as a human being. I mean, I don't wish her any ill will. I don't want her to die or hope anything horrible happens, but I honestly really am pretty ambivalent about Amberlynn Reed. She's not somebody I know. She's not important to me or in my life. I'm sure it's the same for Zach. She's a means to an end. She's a job. He doesn't have to care about your feelings, and he doesn't have to give a shit about his impact on your mental health. You know who's responsible for your mental health, Amberlynn Reed? Amberlynn Reed.
It's just simply two small examples of what I mean. And like the big grand scheme of things, like this has been going on for years and I have taken it for years. Like I could have a whole list of things that he has either mocked me for, made fun of me for, judged me for, has been insensitive about, etc., etc.
Okay, but there's other channels who have called Emily a murderer. How come that's okay? Excuse me while I refill my tea. Like, there's other channels that literally have made entire videos calling Emily a murderer. Why are you picking on Zach? Why are you picking on Zach? Do you think Zach is an easy target? Are you afraid to take on the other channels? I don't know.
That has been mental health related, but him and his audience has not gave a fuck. I'm not going to sit here and deny that what I said wasn't distasteful.
Remember, Amberlynn, when you said, remember the whole sympathy bone? You remember the thing that started the sympathy bone comment? You didn't care? I never, you know, and I said after that, she doesn't owe me an apology. She doesn't have to care. She honestly doesn't have to care. But the fact that the way she said it and publicly makes her look like a shit human being. I don't need her to care about me in the same way that, guess what, Amber? You don't need us to give a shit about you. You don't. You just don't.
Because it genuinely was. But I have been literally low-key made fun of his whole YouTube career. And it's so low-key that like he gets away with it. But even channels are like high key about it, they still get away with it too. Like a good example of that is like me calling Jordy pale. Like everyone was so mad about it. Or like the fact that I said that he lives in his mom's basement, which I have no idea if that's a thing. People are like,
and that's why people were mad at you, Amber. See, for one thing, I'm going to say, and I said it before, Jordy doesn't need anybody to stand. I'm sure Jordy took care of himself very, very well. Amber's got absolutely every right to say, you know, he's pale, lives in his basement, whatever she wants to say. She got every right to say that. We say terrible things about her. Fair turnabout is fair play. The problem is, you said that without knowing if it was true or not. You didn't frame it like it was a sarcastic joke. You said it like it was the God's honest truth, and you don't even know that that's true. The other thing is you called him pale and tell him to go outside when you gigantic barge of a woman, barely see the sun. And when you do see the sun, you think it's not a real thing. So I think that's more the issue than just strictly insulting Jordy. If you would have insulted him and hit him with some truth, that's different. Telling him to go outside when you never see the sun and saying he lives in his mom's basement when you don't even know if that's true or not, that's the problem, Amber. Do you see the difference?
Like, well, it's a good thing that he lives with his mom and dad. I don't know if he does, but everyone had like every like great excuse under the sun for the reason why he lives in his mom's basement. But yet me getting into my mom's car because
You couldn't live independently in your apartment without the help of your mother. And that's another reason why people found that an especially insulting thing coming from you. You, who have the means, the money, to live alone and take care of yourself, can't do it. And although you say you espouse that now you do live alone, well, you do, but you can't function without the help of your mother or a similarly paid caretaker with a car. So, yeah, that's the problem, Amber. You know, glass, you know, windows, people's stones, glass houses, that thing, that's this. That's this right here.
Drive is like a horrendous thing. But yet me living with girlfriends is like a horrendous thing because I can't live on my own and this and that. But it's like people will make excuses for these reaction channels while literally looking down upon me constantly. But anyways, back to Zach. His response to me was like a misogynistic rant of nothing but like curse words and just, it was horrible. It was like verbally.
Okay, remember what she just said? A misogynistic rant full of curse words. Did you lose audio? I think you lost audio. It says that it lost audio. No and yeah. Hang on. No, but this, no, can you hear this though? I think you've lost audio to the screen share. Hang on. I just have to reconnect it. I don't know why it does this sometimes. I got you. Don't worry.
Just so that you have context for the rest of the video.
You hear that now, right? You can hear Zach now, right?
For her ass to sit here after I have said time and time and time and time and
You know
time
what
and
else
time
you
and
did?
time
You communicated with us.
and time and time and time and time and time again, saying like, I totally understand. You need a break. Like, take as long as you need. We will figure out other stuff to do over here. And did. And fucking did. So shut your fucking mouth, Amberlynn. And you can catch these hands.
I have never watched
Now,
abusive rant.
let's go.
His response to me was like a misogynistic rant of nothing but like curse words and just, it was horrible. It was like verbal.
Did she hear the same thing that we just listened to? Because, girl, I've called you a cunt. Let's be real. I've called you worse than Zach, is what I'm saying here. Why is he misogynistic? Because he said the word bitch? You know, I know that, you know, it's not cool for men to call women bitches. I get that. But Amber, here's a weird thing. It's called nuance. I know, it's a tricky word. It works for you and it works for other people too. There's such a thing as nuance. And you know, some misogynistic, truly misogynistic asshole guy calling women a bunch of bitches is a little different than Zachary Michael calling out your behavior when you are actually acting like a bitch. Sorry.
Verbally abusive. If I did that, which I have.
He did. Cupcake said he even apologized for calling her a bitch and said he didn't like that he used that word. And I totally respected him for saying that. But I feel like as a woman, I can. So, and if that's a problem, then sorry.
I've never done that. People would be like, oh, that's her true colors. There it is. But Zach is being rewarded for this, which is.
I called Celeste, my jungle guide in the Amazon, a badass bitch. I called her a badass bitch. She was so cute. She said she didn't understand what I meant at first because she thought I was insulting her butt. I was like, no, badass doesn't mean that. It means you're cool. So, you know, bitch isn't always a bad word, right? For me, anyway.
Crazy to me. And I feel like it gets even
And let's be real. She's used the word bitch too. She called young dumb honey bun a dumb bitch.
worse than that. He literally went onto Twitch and brought violence into the mix. Whether he was joking or not, that is not okay to joke about. It truly.
Miss Nuance. Zachary Michael. You know, it wasn't like, it wasn't The Rock saying, I'm going to pound you, you bitch. It was Zachary Michael saying, I'm going to throw these hands at you. Like it was a lighthearted, it wasn't serious. Zachary was not asking you to fight. You are not going to be in the next YouTube boxing event with Zachary. That wasn't it.
really makes me feel unsafe, and not in the way of like, oh, I firmly believe he's gonna come and like hurt me physically, but I no longer feel safe in this corner of the internet. Like,
Oh, shut up. You shut up. That is such an insult to women who really don't feel safe. That is a fucking insult, Amberlynn. There are real women who don't feel safe in their homes because of male threats of violence, and you twisting this like that? I'm sorry. That's really sick. You're a sick bitch, Amber. That's sick. Can you imagine? I know there's probably even people in this chat that have gone through experiences in their life where they feel physically unsafe in their homes. And it's not like some guy on the internet calling you a bitch. Wow. Wow. That's disgusting. You know what, Amber? You know what you are? You're a cunt.
this is my job and it was my passion. And it's truly just like being ripped from me day by day by day. I should be allowed.
Stop responding to reaction channels and do your stupid lifestyle vlogs then. You are so fucking greedy. You won't do that because you know it's going to cost you. But if that's what you want to do, then be happy with 10,000 views a video instead of 30. Because you know what? It's not bad if that's what you want to do. But you think you're such a fucking superstar that you should be getting 100,000 views a video. It's not going to happen. If you want this shit to stop, then stop responding to channels like you said you were going to do for the month of January. I don't know what's wrong with you. Were you dropped on your head as a child?
On the internet without feeling unsafe. Now, because I said one thing about his mental health, where literally in every single video, he has something to say about mine. He now has made room to validate his insensitivities to my mental health or just me as a person, as a...
Wait a second. That was so much word salad so fast. I don't even know what the fuck she said there. I watched this before and I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to have to watch that twice because I don't have a clue what she said. Can we slow that one down? Because that's a lot of words. There's a lot of word salad here that I didn't catch. Okay, ready? Let's go.
Where literally in every single video,
Right after this.
he has something to say about mine. He now has made room to validate his insensitivities to my mental health or just me as a person, as a full-ass person.
He's now made room to validate his opinion of her as a whole-ass person. I don't even know what that means, Amber. I don't even know what that means. So yeah, you guys know what that means? Don't eat meth.
Person, as a human who is nuanced completely. So now he gets to be insensitive in like an exaggerated manner instead of just...
Why are you the only one that gets to be nuanced? Is this a new word? Did you just learn the word? Did Emily just teach you a nuance? I think so.
The low-key manner that he has had this whole time during his career. This also just goes to show that no matter what I do, no matter what the reaction channels do, I will always be the villain and I will always be the bad guy.
Well, then stop being such a bitch. Do something nice. I don't know. You know, you control that.
Zach's response to my one thing that I said about him, when he has said thousands and thousands and thousands of things about me that has hurt me, his response was abusive. It was cruel. It was mean. And I have to sit back and like...
A response and an opinion in words to something that you have said is not abusive, Amber. Again, this is so dismissive to people that are actual victims of abuse. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. Like, it's so disgusting. It's such a narcissistic, fucking disgusting thing to do to try and make yourself the biggest victim in the room. And by using language to try and exaggerate what you're going through is diminishing to the real people that experience the shit that you're trying to say you go through. That was very word salady too, but you know what I mean. It's just gross, man. This is gross. He's allowed to have his opinion and he's allowed to voice it. You do.
Like, deal with that because if thousands of people agree that that's the way he should have responded to me.
KT, it's so funny you say that because I was thinking that today when I watched this. KT said, this makes me so concerned and curious on her abusive childhood. I was thinking the same thing too. I thought, you know, she uses language very liberally. What to her is tremendous abuse. Is it? I'm not saying it isn't. We will never really know. But it really does make you wonder her use of language. That's all I'm going to say.
When I have never responded to any reaction.
If she thinks that this is abusive, then what's assault? Like, I don't know. It's just weird. Her language is really weird.
In that way. And if I did, people would have attacked me for a lifetime. I'm truly sickened. And like, it has made me look at Zach in a completely different way. I constantly flip-flop with him, but I literally am sickened by this.
And I'm sickened by you. I am sickened by how you diminish real victims of, and it's not even, I don't even have a dog in this race. I'm a really lucky human I've never abused. But I know so many people who have gone through shit like that and they didn't deserve it. And the fact that you are trying to paint yourself as one of them in this particular situation is disgusting.
Community has made it okay to attack one person and one person only and to literally silence them. And the minute they say one thing that might be distasteful among the thousands of things the other person has said, it immediately made me the bad guy and him the hero. I was simply stating one thing, while again, he states thousands and thousands. And
doesn't matter.
Constantly. Literally calls me a bitch.
Because he has a measured and mature response to the things you say. Does he mock you and make fun of you? Of course he does. You make yourself available for that. And that's also what keeps you relevant. So pick a lane, Amber.
Literally says fuck you. Literally says he's gonna like use these hands or whatever, like insinuating violence, and everyone is okay with it. Like, it's not okay. I know he's gonna
You have said all kinds of miserable shit in your life too, Amber. You've said horrible things about people. Horrible things about people. People say shit, Amber. Deal with it. Your life is never going to be the fucking Disney movie you think it's going to be. Because guess what? That's not what anybody's real life is. Big
rebuttal, and he's gonna say, well, you've done this and you've done that and you've done this, and not take accountability for his words. I know that's what's gonna happen. I know that's gonna be his response because he has done this.
Adam says, I can't get over how she's dressed. Adam, I like the pink and the brown. Jen, thank you for the super chat. Jen says, my hot take is that she's doing all of this with Zachary, Michael, and Jordy as rage bait because her views are in the crapper. She's run out of money and desperate. I believe that too. I mean, not with them, not in cahoots with them, but at them. I think that too. She's been trying everything, right? Shy of a mukbang. She's been trying everything. And what's with this now? This in the last week, she's put her new cameo up. By the way, for Canadians, it's over $100 for a 1-minute cameo from Amberlynn Reid. She's now done new merchandise, which is stupid and just as bad as before, but she's cranking up the merchandise. She made a post on her community tab, come play this gambling game with me. The girl is looking for cash. She's clearly looking for cash. Her views aren't dropping compared to like the last 2 months or so, but they're not getting better considering she's got 250,000 subscribers. Her views haven't gone up. It's amazing to me that she's gone up 100,000 subscribers and yet her views drop. Math is confusing.
This long enough. He knows what his audience wants. I don't really know what else to say about it, but I do want to end this vlog. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
She'll see you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. Yeah, $100 for her cameo for Canadian. I think it's 70 or 75 US. It's like 109 or 104 or something. It's over $100. And her average cameo is a minute and 10 seconds long. For what? Like literally for what? Hey, Javi. Sometimes I walk up to people and yell, bingo! Thank you for your 2-year and 2-month member chat. How much do you all think she makes a month? I'm going to say this. I've said it a million times. I'm going to say it again. It is absolutely impossible to determine how much a YouTuber makes. I don't even know what I'm going to make on a video until YouTube tells me what they're paying me. And my rate of pay has gone from anywhere, and it's random, and I don't understand how they do it. But my rate of pay on a video has gone from anywhere from $2 per 1,000 views up to $180 per 1,000 views. So it could be either. Usually sits somewhere on the low end in between that. Usually average 10 to 20 range. But I don't know what hers is because we all have individual RPMs. I don't know what hers is. And it's not necessarily dependent on ads. And you can't look at all the marks on a video and say, look at all the ads, because that is all the ads. But not every viewer gets fed every single ad. So it's impossible to determine how much she makes. I would say somewhere in between, I would guess somewhere in between $4,000 and $8,000 a month would be my guess. So, I mean, she's still doing okay, but then we were thinking about her DoorDash orders. And if she was ordering every day, $100, that's $3,000 a month. So yeah, if she's only making $4,000, then $3,000 on food doesn't leave her a whole lot of money. She's got rent to pay too, right? So, she's doing okay. But she doesn't handle her money very well. Yeah, Jen says she averages 1 million views a month. $8 RPM would be about 8. That's kind of where I assume she's getting, but I don't know. I don't know because everybody's really different and nobody talks. So I don't have a fucking clue. I only know what I make, and I can't even tell what I'm making. So it's really impossible to tell. So, what I want to do now is look at the Becky video. I'm not going to look at Zachary's response. You can certainly check that out on your own time. I want to look at this Beck video. But you know what? I have to go I got to pee. You guys, I got to pee. Now, it takes me 32 seconds to pee. So I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to put this up here all big. Like, how am I going to do this? Like this. Boom. And okay, I'll be back in like under a minute. I promise you. I'm still muted. You guys, oh my God. Let's see if we can get real here. See, I said to Jess, no, you didn't hear me because I was muted, but she didn't hear me say that because I was muted. Snork, be quiet. Don't pick on me. Real, come help me out of this jam. I guess not. It's got to be a bit at this point. I missed your super chat, Heather. I'm scrolling. I see Ingeborg. I see Jess. I see Heather said, don't pee on the bed. Thank you for your super chat, Heather. All right. We've gotten this far. Yeah, there's a lot of Alexis stuff too, huh? I did find, Marigold, I did find there was that interesting Alexis apparently sorry. Alexis apparently left a comment. Okay, KT. PSA, if your elder is out of nowhere confused and off, it could be a UTI making them loopy. You know, this is true. And this is actually what caused Jones to... I know this was probably a smart-ass comment about me. I'll take it. But this is actually what killed my mother. Don't mean to laugh at that, but it's just funny. No, I got Ingeborg's. I put it up on the screen. Pretty sure I put Ingy's up on the screen there. It's only a little bladder. I even read it out loud. It's true. My mom had a UTI, and then it turned into septic shock. I know. Listen, gallows humor. You gotta laugh. You know. It's just the way I said it, because it was so dramatic and stupid. She got that, and then it was septic, and then she went septic, and then she got septic shock, and she actually recovered from the septic shock. But then her organs were so weak. Can't hear you. Oh, you might be a little behind. Hang in there. I'll figure it out eventually. Hang in there, Sergio. Sergio might be just a little behind in the stream. I know. Well, the thing with the UTIs is too, like, Joan would lie about things, and she was hiding it from me all the time. So don't hide your UTIs. Oh, did you want to see Mr. Snork? Mr. Snork. Boop, boop, boo. There's Mr. Snork. Always has an eye on you. Just one eye. Keeping an eye on you. All right, let's take a look at Beck's video here. I got some thoughts about this too. Oh man, I'm just full of unpopular thoughts today. But Beck did have some things to say. Hey, look at my new water bottle. It's blue. It matches my luggage, right? All right, Beck, take it away.
Hello, I know it has been a long time since you guys have heard from me, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video than normal. I know you're used to seeing my face. I was really nervous to make this video, and I still am, but I thought it was really important to make it. So I sat down and I wrote everything down to help me organize my thoughts.
Ghost Aunt said they had a seizure and fell down and broke their tooth. Ghost Aunt, I'm very sorry. That sounds horrible. I hope you're okay, and you have a fantastic username.
so it would come out more clearly and I wasn't jumbling over my words or saying too much like I usually do. I'm just going to show you guys some speed drawings while I talk to you about what's going on and where I've been and so on. People have asked me a lot about why I don't make my own videos or live stream anymore. So they want to know why I haven't used the platform that's been handed to me to make money. And the main reason is because this community, even though a lot of you have been kind and supportive, has been and is very harmful and toxic mentally for me. While I've grown as a person and have become more aware of the mistakes I've made in the past, it's become embarrassing to have ever been a part of Amber's life on and off YouTube. My goal after the breakup was to move on as an individual and separate myself from what happened in the past.
That's
But
good.
when that audience consists mainly of people who have heard of me from Amber's videos, separating the two while still existing online became impossible. A lot of people know.
Here's what I'm going to say about that. I don't think it would have been impossible. I think it would have been difficult. I don't think it would have been easy because, of course, every time Beck uploads, people are coming and asking them about Amberlynn and things about Amber and spill about Amber and Amber and Amber and Amber. But you know what? I just wish Beck would have just kept at it. Just keep at it. Block Amber's name in the comments. Make a disclaimer video and make it the video on your damn homepage, if it must be, for a while, that says, this is my channel. I'm establishing who I am, and I will not address my past or anything about Amberlynn Reed. Now, would her views drop? Absolutely, but who would have been left? Real supporters of Beck. I think that's what they should have done. I don't think it would have been absolutely impossible. I think it would have been difficult. I think it would have been very difficult. But I think they could have just blocked a bunch of words in the comments for a while, and eventually people would have moved on and known Beck's not answering a damn thing. Not even any point in talking to them about it, you know?
Of me from that time in my life, and I have had to accept that and keep moving forward. I went through a lot back then and I made mistakes. It wasn't the person I wanted to be or who I am now. When I chose to go to Karina Kaboom's channel, it was because I wanted to tell part of my story in a way that was from a safer distance so that I couldn't be accused of being a grifter or profiting off of it just for answering some questions. I was offered no money from Karina's video and I didn't expect any profit or fame from it. The reaction.
I think that Karina should have paid her some money. I think Karina should have, if that was me, I probably would have split at the end of the month, shown her the analytics and split the income from that video. I think that would have been fair, right? I don't know. Or the other thing, at this point, if Beck approached me, which it would never ever happen, and that's fine, I would actually tell them no. I would actually tell them no, please, Beck, go on your channel, go tell your story, and make all the fucking money, and then sign out. That's what I think they should have done. But I think Karina should have paid them, personally.
Was still very mixed and hurtful. And I know I can't please everybody. I still felt like Amber's narcissism was being fueled by the people who would attack anyone remotely connected to her, no matter what role they played in her life. Even though she only keeps benefiting financially and growing her ego through this vicious cycle. It was discouraging.
It's true. I believe that Amberlynn's narcissism would be fueled by people attacking Beck. I believe that. Now, sadly, I think there's reasons that Beck gets attacked. Whether they're justified or not, there are reasons. But I bet you Amber totally feeds on that.
And I just stopped trying to speak up altogether. Even with the support of a lot of you, it was hard to not
Have I been good with the they? Have I been good with they? Let me know. I don't see anybody yelling at me. I'm trying hard. It's they. But when I get going and relaxed, it might slip out. I'm trying really hard, though.
internalize the negative things being spread about me by Amber and others. I know that in my Q&A with Karina,
I knew I had one. I felt like I did slip once. I apologize.
Talked about the money Amber owed me. I never did see any of that money and still haven't. For a while, I was in contact with an attorney who claimed to be able to help me get the money back that I earned working for Amber, but it wasn't possible to serve her anything without an updated address. For time passed, and with the distance growing.
That sounds weird, right? They had a lawyer that was willing to help them get the money from the live streams, but they couldn't be served without an address? Why didn't they have the address? I don't understand that. And then you just, oh, well, I give up. Really? Now, I do kind of, honestly, I do get up. Star says they gave up easily. I get that. When you're feeling defeated and shit on and low, it's real easy to just give it up. Yeah, whose address? I would assume Amber's address, because Amber would have to be served. Because they said they couldn't get served without an updated address, but so you didn't know where Amber lived? I don't understand.
An attorney who claimed to be able to help me get the money back that I earned working for Amber, but it wasn't possible to serve her anything without an updated address. More time passed, and with the distance growing between myself and the public, I just let it go. But recently, I was
I
told
get
that
that.
Amber has started talking about me again.
I find it weird that they didn't know Amber's address, but I don't find it weird that they would give up. I get that. I totally get that. So these are all screen grabs from Amberlynn was in Elizabeth Richardson's live stream last week sometime and just going off in the chat. And I'm going to read this now because it's pretty small there. So this was during a live stream, so I don't know the other parts of the conversation or whatever, but these are just Amber's comments, you know, encapsulated. So it's Amberlynn started, when we broke up, I felt so bad that I let her have all the money she needed, but Feline didn't like that, which makes sense. Someone else said, you kept her away from her dying mother. And Amber said, she didn't even use the money on the car. Then Amber said, gosh, I could say so many things, but I can't. She said she would sue me. And then Amber says, so I have to shut up, but people would be shocked and not believe a word I have to say. And then Amberlynn says, she had a job that was ruining her back. I told her she didn't have to go through that. I was helping her. I made a lot of money, and I wanted to take that burden off of her. And then Amber said, somebody else comments, you abused her financially, mentally, emotionally, and verbally. You've admitted this. And Amberlynn said, if that makes me a bad guy, fine. Hey, Amber. Financially, mentally, emotionally, and verbally abusing somebody actually does make you a bad guy. It does. She literally just said that. Literally just said, if that makes me a bad guy, fine. Actually, I think she's responding to herself when she's talking about how much she was helping her. I think that's what she's responding to. And then she says, I hear your opinion and it makes sense based off of what you know, but your opinion would probably change if you knew everything. I thought I was doing the right thing. If I could go back, I would do everything differently. Okay?
Again. And the more time that passes, the more she believes that I'm being quiet because I'm weak. She lies about me because she thinks that she has power over me and that my fear of the public reaction will shut me up and that everyone will be left with no choice but to believe whatever lies she
Did I
spread.
slip?
Well,
Sorry.
she's wrong about me and she no longer has that power over me. I want to be the one who tells my story. I'm going to show a screenshot of a live that
I would love for Becky to be the one, Beck, to be the one to tell Beck's story. You know, I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't done a video with anything to do with Beck in a really long time because I felt like they were really trying to get away from the Amberverse, and I didn't feel like it was right to keep going over it and over and over. You know, we've covered it occasionally on live stream, but I don't, as someone who is also the victim, I know, apparently it's not the same. It's much worse for Beck, but, for 60 years, I was the victim of a narcissist. So I understand when you want to get away, you don't want people talking about it, and you don't even want to rehash it all over and over again. So I kind of wish people would just not say anything about it and let Beck tell their story and let Beck be the one that makes a lot of money off it, because they clearly need, they need it.
Amber commented on about me and address some things. But first, I want to point out that she continues to use an incorrect name, even though she has been told that I don't go by that name anymore. I feel it's disrespectful to continue to call me by my old name, despite me saying myself that I now go by Beck, and her being corrected by viewers and reaction channels many times. I'm not surprised, however, as she has never respected me or anything I've said before now.
Amber doesn't have a great history of respecting anybody. Non-binary, transgender. Well, quite frankly, unless you're a lesbian. And even then, I know, the beans don't really want to claim her, but she doesn't really respect anybody's stuff. So, it's not just disrespecting Beck. She doesn't respect anybody that's trans.
Also used incorrect pronouns, but I understand that I've stated in the past that I was okay with she, they pronouns. I'm stating now that I only use they. So the first thing she said is, when we broke up, I felt bad, so I let her have all the money she needed, but Feline didn't like that, which made sense. She gave me $100, and that's what I used to go get the U-Haul with. And I only had one day with that U-Haul because I didn't have enough money to pay for an extra day. And I was trying to rush and pack everything that I could as quickly as possible. And I was running out of time. So I had a little breakdown and was crying about it, saying I didn't know how I was going to pay for extra time with the U-Haul because I didn't have the time to get everything. And she started laughing about it. So she was laughing about the fact that I couldn't afford to continue to have the U-Haul for longer. So no, she obviously.
That's nice. Am I family? No, I'm a hag. I'm a fag hag from way back. Fruit fly. I've been to 20 pride parades though. Yeah, what a runt, Kaza. That's exactly. I had to stop because I was saying I've already used the word twice. I don't want to say it again. We don't want to upset YouTube too much, but yeah, what a runt. Can you imagine? Like, I was just thinking, I've been in similar positions. No, not similar. It wasn't my partner. But how about, I remember once, many, like in my 20s, I was getting evicted from the place I lived. I was behind in the rent, and then I lost my job. Cooks, And I remember asking my mom for some money to help so I wouldn't actually literally get evicted from my apartment. And she said she couldn't afford it. She did. She could. And then just made me feel like shit for losing the apartment. So similar, which is why that really struck me. I thought, man, there's nothing harder than moving out, especially if you're moving out from a partner and you don't have a job and you're broke. It's so fucking stressful. Jesus Christ.
Didn't feel bad, and she didn't care at all. And she did not give me all the money that I needed, or else why would I have been struggling and crying about the fact that I couldn't afford to have the U-Haul longer? And about using the fundraiser money on my old car, that's exactly what I did. I got the car fixed because of that.
Now, I seem to recall there was a great deal of controversy because Beck did not use the money on the car. Now, I do get confused because the narc alert community silently raised a bunch of money for Beck at $500 or $800 just because we felt like they needed a hand at the time. No stipulations on how they used that money. So it's not that money. And then I think then they did a GoFundMe to raise money for the car. But then I feel like there was a lot of backlash because they didn't use the money for the car. Because I seem to recall my opinion was I didn't give a crap what they used the money on. They're broke and struggling. If when they got the money, it was better served to use on bills, then that I don't give a crap. I donated the money to help you. Whether you use it on the car or a bill is irrelevant to me. But I seem to recall there was a lot of backlash about that. I don't know. You can't hear me, Neo?
help, and I was extremely thankful for it. There was a little bit of money left over that I put toward bills like insurance and the car payment. The only portion used for anything else was the 12 or so dollars that Amber begged me to give her for the Netflix account I'd
Like,
still
this
been
all
using.
sounds weird to me. Like,
was
I
able
seem to recall that people were on her. I don't care if she used the money for the car or not. She's broke. She's got to pay her bills. Wherever she sees fit is none of my business. But I don't know why she's saying this. Sammy Bam says, yeah, I remember Beck saying, I said she. I remember Beck saying they had to put it towards living and the car still wasn't fixed and that Amber had made Beck give her the money for Netflix. Yeah. How do we know what they spent it on? Beck. See, you slipped too.
to drive that car up until a few months ago because of those donations. I wouldn't have been able to do that without that help, and I will always be grateful for that. And side note, I did not have her debit card on me.
Here, Amberlynn is saying she even had Amberlynn saying she. Although I guess at this point, Beck was still going by they and she. But anyway, I don't think that's why Amberlynn is using she. Amberlynn's using she because Amberlynn doesn't respect her. Not anyway. Amberlynn says she even had my debit card for months while I was with Feline. Feline didn't like it, so I had to ask for it back. She got all the money in the world from me. Don't you say anything, you. It's okay, Alexa calls me Merc.
All the time. The only time I had it was whenever she would send me to do errands for her or to pick something up for her. And I always came back with a receipt to show her what had been bought with her debit card.
I used to do the exact same thing with Joan. Debit card, receipt, everything, man. Don't ever, because you got to have a paper trail with a narc because they'll come back at you with shit.
The next messages say, gosh, I could say so many things, but I can't. She said she would sue me, so I have to shut up, but people would be shocked and not believe a word I say. Gosh, I wonder why they wouldn't believe you, Amber. You have a history of lying, and you're doing the same thing right now. You have nothing on me, and I know that. I did threaten to sue you, but that was to stop you from relentlessly talking about me like you were. You had no reason to talk about me. I've come out and said things only in response to you bringing me up. The threat to sue did not stop you, as seen in this screenshot.
That's true.
You haven't said these shocking things because they don't exist. Anything,
Beck, you don't need to go to the screenshot from last week. You can go to countless videos where Amber continued to talk about you. In the whole, remember the stupid series? Remember she did those two stupid, she called them series? What the hell were they called now? She talked about Beck in one of those series. What were they called, you guys? Remember those two stupid series she did? CC Cupcake says, to be fair, Amber wants to be called Amberlynn, and Beck keeps calling her Amber to be disrespectful. Is it?
you could possibly say truly would be a lie. I will no longer stay silent if you try to spread lies about me. I've told parts of my story, and it's all been true, and never said in an insulting way either. I have so many gross things that I've seen you do, both to me and the people in my life, that I've kept quiet about because those...
Muriel Peterson says, strange note on debit card too. Amber claimed she never knew about debit cards or used one until after Feline dropped her in her new place in Oklahoma City. Really? No, because remember they used to, her and Beck would be in the car. Remember that time they went, because they used, the phrase they used always hit my ear funny. She'd go, we have to go and pull off some money, or pull out money, or something about pulling money from a bank machine. So raw. Thank you, guys. So raw. Do you remember she'd say, oh yeah, we couldn't pull out enough money, or we had to pull money out of the ATM or something? I mean, she was using it in a machine and not at a store, but she knew what an ATM card was, right? Oh, no doubt, Merle. No doubt she made the comment. She's a lying sack of skin.
those things are embarrassing or have something to do with very personal matters. Despite how you've treated
Yeah,
me,
she's like
I still
pulling off the bank machine or something. It was weird. It always hit my ear funny, that comment.
have empathy. However, if you want to lie about me, I won't hold back. I'll be brutally honest about things I know about you. The next comment, she said she had a job that was ruining her back. I told her she didn't have to go through that. I was helping her. I made a lot of money and wanted to take that burden off of her. Yes, in the beginning, she did make it seem that me
In the beginning, I bet she did. In the beginning, I bet she did. Because it would make Amberlynn look great. Wow, my girlfriend's going to think I'm the best girlfriend ever because I'm going to pay for everything, tell her she can quit her horrible job. I'm sure in the beginning it was that.
quitting my job would be
I
beneficial
think then it very quickly turned into, oh, wait a second. I've got an indentured servant now.
for my health and that it wouldn't be so hard on me anymore. But I learned very quickly that whenever I did quit my job, that it was just a control tactic.
Yeah.
She said she wanted to be the main breadwinner. And all the things that she said I would be able to do, like see my family more, those things didn't happen.
Yeah.
I was just stuck taking care of her. And whenever I talked about trying to get a job again, she would just guilt trip me and say, you know, well, I need you here. I need you
I believe
to help
that.
take care of me and to help me take care of the animals. She would just guilt trip me into not trying to find another job. And
I wish Beck would make videos. Please, Beck, please, for the love of God, stop making videos defending yourself and just drop the damn video. Make it 3 parts. Make a ton of money. Do you know how much money Beck would make if she was going to come out? I don't even care. Do it like this. Just voice over and draw pictures. I will say her drawing isn't improved. I don't think it's, a full-time job, but her drawing is certainly improved. Make a video like this. We don't even care if we see your face. If you're shy, it's okay. But just make the damn video. Please tell us everything that everybody in the community. Thank you, they. I'm sorry. I'm trying, you guys. Beck, I want you to make your money. I want you to make the bag. Drop the video. Stop defending yourself and start talking about her. She's not going to sue you.
the only things she really would buy me is like food and candy.
Hey, Sakura, all the way from Tokyo, Japan. How cool is that? Have a good day doing your chores.
And t-shirts. So I mean, whenever I would try to save up change, she would say things like, is that your funds for when you leave me? So I would even stop saving change to avoid that conflict with her. In the end, me quitting my job wasn't about helping me. It was about controlling me and keeping me under her thumb.
Well,
and she did keep me away from my family. And whenever I would go see my family, she would
she definitely kept them away from their family. And that was horrible. Having just gone through it, I cannot imagine having an outside force trying to interfere with your mourning of your mother passing. The fact that Amber, to me, that's the most heinous thing that Amber ever did, was those voice memos to Beck's dying mother. To me, that's the worst thing she ever did. Inserting yourself in anybody's passing of a family member is revolting. It's revolting.
time me on when I had to be back. And if I wasn't back by that time, then it would be a fight for the rest of the night. And then the next time that I would try to leave to go see anybody else, she would guilt trip me and say things along the lines of, I didn't care about.
Least as big in New Zealand. I have a very dear friend in New Zealand, South Island. Her name's Imogen. You know her? I'm kidding.
her and that I cared more about everybody else other than her. And then she said, if that makes me a bad guy, fine. I hear your opinion and it makes sense based off of what you know. But your opinion would probably change if you knew everything. I thought I was doing the right thing. If I could go back, I'd do everything differently.
Sure you would.
Saying if that makes me the bad guy is so obviously manipulative. You're framing what you did to me in this positive light so that it looks like your intentions were good when they weren't. You did a lot of bad. You said you'd do things different now, but you haven't taken any accountability. I feel like the only thing you would change is doing the exact same things in a way that would have made you look even better.
Yeah.
And that's all I really wanted to say about the screenshot. I just wanted to respond to that so it didn't seem like, she was able to spread lies about me and me not speak up and fight for myself like she probably expected.
But again, this is the problem. If Beck is always only defending themselves when Amber speaks crap about them, then I think they have to sit down and make the fucking video. Just spill the tea. It's what everybody wants to hear. You know the dirty crap that all of us sick people want to hear, unfortunately. But I would really, all of us have made a lot of money off Beck's suffering, myself included. And I just would, at this point, really like to see Beck make money off their own suffering. If people are going to profit off Beck's life and suffering, I would really like Beck to be the person to make that money.
That I wouldn't do. And something else I wanted to talk about was I just found out today that she lost Rarity, and that breaks my heart. Rarity was very special to me. I loved all three of those animals very much. Rarity was like my little shadow toward the end. She followed me everywhere I went, and it was hard to even leave her. And I know when Amber talked about moving to Oklahoma, she was scared that she could only find a place that allowed 2 animals. So she considered giving me Rarity, but that's not what ended up happening. And I sometimes wish that I would have gotten her, because now who knows where Rarity is. Before I get to talking about myself, I want to leave some advice for anyone going through a narcissistic abusive relationship. The most important thing is that you don't feel isolated. That goes for any relationship. If you feel like something is wrong, but you don't feel like your partner wants you to tell anyone else about it, that is a red flag. That's when it's important to talk to your friends and family about what's happening. You can get so engulfed in abuse that you don't even see what's happening to you. Having an outside perspective and a good support system is key to finding the strength to leave.
Yeah, I agree. Mr. Snork says, and this is where Beck could have ended the interview and ended the video, and I agree. I really wish this is where Beck would have ended it, because the next part, I gotta tell you, doesn't sit well with myself and a lot of people.
For a while now, I've been focusing on myself and my loved ones. I live somewhere new. I have new friends and a new love and a new job that has been amazing and personally fulfilling. I've been finding new hobbies and working through my grief and dealing with my mental health, trying to live a normal life. In a few weeks, I go in for surgery to have a biopsy done on the lumps on my thyroid. I'm happy to finally be taking care of my health in that way. I've been more happy these past few months than I've been in years, but life still isn't kind or easy. My old car finally started to give out on me, and that was nerve-wracking. But through hard work and a bit of luck, I was able to finance a new vehicle. Unfortunately, I've been facing more hardships lately. Winter storms that this area hasn't seen in years had us snowed in for almost 2 weeks. A few days after returning to work, we started feeling sick and tested positive for COVID. I'm just now recovering, but because of all of that, I haven't been able to work my usual hours and have suffered financially. Just a couple days ago, on my way to get groceries, my car slid on ice while driving. The car went into a ditch, airbags deployed. The car landed on its side. Insurance deemed it totaled and does not cover rentals while the settlement is decided.
That's quite an accident, I must say, right? I'm glad they're okay. I'm glad everybody was okay. That's deep, man.
It's deemed it totaled and does not cover rentals while the settlement is decided. Luckily, I'm physically okay, but I'm scared again for the future, unsure of how I'll be able to keep my job, get to work these next few weeks, how I'm going to get a different car if the settlement isn't more than what I owe, since I've only had this for 2 months, or pay upcoming bills. Circumstances right now are difficult. Before, I know this kind of thing would have felt like the end, like I'm going to lose everything all over again. But even though I can't see a clear path forward, I'm still hopeful. I've never before had that feeling that I could fight for my situation to get better.
Yeah, do they not have insurance? One thing I want to ask. When you have a car, do you not have to legally have insurance? I don't know. I don't drive. And insurance isn't going to cover an accident? I mean, Beck doesn't have the best luck on the road. If anybody should have insurance, it would be Beck with a pretty, I don't know. Yeah, you guys seem to feel the same way I do. So maybe my opinion isn't that unpopular. She's almost done.
Until
Let's let her
now.
finish,
I'm
and then
glad
we'll
that I've made the
discuss.
progress I have, even if this feels like a huge step backward. And I know people are going to say I'm begging on the internet again, but I'm trying to use this opportunity to clear some things up and help myself.
But you are, Blanche. You are. I'm sorry. Adam says, why not skip the stuff about Amberlynn and just do this? Well, I think it's because that gives people a good dose of, oh, my poor Beck. And then she hits you with the Cash App. I don't know, man. It's a bad look to me.
At the same time, I made this video because I know I can't entirely escape my past. None of us can. But at least maybe I can use it to try and better myself. It will be a month or two before I can make anything from this video. So if you want to help me out, I'll leave my Cash App in the description.
I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. And I just don't like it. Did I say she again? I'm sorry. They. I feel really bad because I do feel much empathy for Beck. Beck has gone through 4 years of narcissistic abuse, and that is horrible. Beck has had a rough run in life, and you know what? Lots of us have. Lots of us have. I do not like this popping up every 6 months and asking for money. It's just a bad look. It's just a really bad look. I know. Cookie Whoopie Pie says Beck's Cash App hit the limit for how much they could accept, so they added more options. The day after they posted this video. Oh my God. Well, you guys, you can't give me enough. I better put some more options on where you can donate money to me. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just the internet isn't responding very well to this. Now, and the other thing is, I'm here with my life updates. Can I be crass? I don't give a shit. You disappear for, you're Amberlynn's ex-partner. If you were a content creator or you kept us in the loop somehow, then yeah, give me an update. But to just disappear every 6 or 8 months, pop up and say, I'm here to give you an update on my life. By the way, it's really sad and I need money. I don't understand why people just keep throwing money at her. At them. I'm glad to see that people in the chat are struggling too. It's not just me. We'll get used to it. It's new. We'll get used to it in a couple of weeks. But yeah, keep correcting everybody. We keep correcting each other, and that's how it'll sink in for us. It's fine. We'll learn. But yeah, I don't know, man. Everybody has problems. Lots of people have car accidents. After Christmas and my mom passing, I had to spend a bunch of money at the vet. I didn't start a GoFundMe for it. Did I have to borrow some money from a friend? Yeah, I did. But I borrowed money that I paid back within 10 days or so. I don't know, man. I don't know exactly. Sassy Shelly, sorry, Mrs. Sin says, I just wonder. By the way, celebrity in the chat, you guys. If you didn't know, Mrs. Sin from Mr. Sin and Sass. I just wonder how long she can survive on the generosity of Amber's haters. Mrs. Sin, you got me in trouble. I just wonder how long they can survive on the generosity of Amber's haters. If they come back every 6 months to collect a paycheck over the next 5 to 8, well, that's exactly it. I don't understand. This isn't sustainable. See, Mrs. Sin, we're all doing it, but we're all trying. It's okay. This is how we learn. I feel bad for Becky. I like Becky, but I don't like this. I don't like this. It feels very grifter. It's not nice. Especially when, here's the thing, they have a platform and they have the content. Put these two things together, Beck, you'd probably make, and don't tell me it takes a month or two to get your money from YouTube. It doesn't take 2 months. We get the month end we get paid on the 21st of the month. You know, you earn money till January 31st, and then on February 21st, you get the paycheck for January. So it's not 3 months. Don't tell me you're going to have to wait 3 months to get the money from this video. Make a banger. Tell people what they want to hear. I swear to God, Beck, I bet you'd make $5,000. And wouldn't that make a difference in your life? Stop letting other content creators get rich off your misery, quite frankly, at this point. Fair game when you were part of the channel. Fair game when you were part of the channel. Or, you know, a quick look back at a fun moment or something. But I'm telling you, Beck should be the one making the bank off of this. Ethan, I am still live, but we're going to wrap it up soon. My gosh, it's been 2 hours, but they let me eat raspberries. So it was okay. I was allowed to. And look who came right. Rio, you're so perfect. You're so perfect. You came right at the perfect time. Marigold says the Cash App leads to Dakota. I think at one point I heard them say they were using their partner's Cash App or something. Okay, come here, the man. Oh, there's a child in the hall. It speaks now. It was screaming and yelling today for a long time. I'm teasing. It's little Tim. Okay, here's Rio. He's gonna. Do you want the crunch? I know I'm not allowed to crunch, but he is. Okay, you get the snork, you get the cat, you get the crunch. You get it all. Here, you dropped some. I'll give you some more because you're just so darn cute. And tomorrow we get to meet our cat sitter. Because Uncle Tim is going to sit for most of the time, but the weekend I had to hire a cat sitter. So they're coming to meet Rio tomorrow. Obituary. That's a funny name. It says, I'm a millennial and I also have trouble sometimes with pronouns. You're trying. Thank you. Thank you. Is that good, little boy? You're so pretty. You're the prettiest man of all the pretty men. Yeah, she should be a good sitter. She's got 22 repeat clients, so that's pretty good. She lives, oh God, I'm saying she, I think it's they. I assume they're they. They look trans, but I don't know which way because they're sitting perfectly in the middle right now, and maybe that's where they want to be. And their name is Akira, so that doesn't give me any clues either. I'll have to wait to meet Akira and see if they have a preference. But I'll go with they until I hear otherwise, because we are trainable. We are teachable. We learn things. All right, I got to go eat something. Can I do a narcler on King Henry VIII? You know, a long time ago, I thought about doing fictional narclers on fictional characters or maybe historical characters. As a boomer who was taught grammar, it feels like a poor term to represent their identity. Alice says, I'm a boomer working in an LGBTQ nonprofit cured me. Everyone is they. It's just easier if everyone is they, isn't it? But I like to respect people's pronouns. And using they for everybody is covering my own ass, but I don't know how much respect it's giving. But anyway, we'll work it out eventually. We will, I promise. Are we watching 60 Days In tonight? Well, I'm wondering about that because I think we finished the season last week, but there's more seasons. So if we're still into jail, if you'd still like to go to jail, I don't see any reason why we can't go to jail tonight. And if we do, we'll do it at, give me a half an hour. I got to, pee and have a bite to eat. Again? Peeing again? Well, yes, because I drank Roar, not a sponsor. Thank you all for joining me. Season 2, 60 days in tonight in the Discord. We'll start in half an hour. Be there or be square. I want to thank you all for joining me at this marathon live stream. Not really, it's 2 hours. I know some of those people go for hours and hours. I can't do it. Don't forget to like the stream. Can you click like on the stream, guys? Come on. Come on. Why not? It helps. You know, the other day I searched for Amberlynn Reed and one of my own videos actually showed up. I just about fell out of the chair. It's the first time in 6 months I've shown up in an effing search result. I don't know what's with YouTube, but maybe click and like will help. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Oh, look. Wait, don't go. Wait, look, wait, right on the way out the door. Wait, don't go. Such an idiot. Boom. Right. That's a nice way to say goodbye. 5 more alerts. Get your ass in Discord. We're going to go to jail tonight. Hey, we got Mrs. Sin. Mrs. Sin is now a member of the channel. Oh, Mr. Snork is going to be so happy because I noticed Mr. Snork was fangirling over Mrs. Sin. Like, oh, I just love it when things work out. Anyway, I got to go eat. I think it's going to be pork tenderloin tonight. Thank you all for joining me and the intrepid Rio, who's actually now at his little camera. So we'll do that. Rio and I would like to thank you for joining us tonight at this look at Amberlynn Reed, Zachary Michael, and Beck, and their new video. I'm so pleased. Thank you for your help with pronouns. I promise I'll get them. And have a great rest of your night. And I don't know when I'm going to see you again, Monday or Tuesday. And until I do, you know, Mr. Snork is having an aneurysm. All right, until we meet again, you know the routine. Just be kind. And hasta luego.